players on?
I would say Cloud9. I think it's still going to be sometime before Navi's like, oh shit, we better win everything, or we might actually not make it to the finals thing kicks in.
So you think they'll be a little lazy and lax about their approach to this game?
Probably. That's generally
They definitely were in their last match versus next KZ, but then again, maybe they look at Cloud9 as a tougher opponent.
That's true. I think they typically actually do better versus tougher opponents. Which is strange to think about, but that's just how Navi works.
Well, some teams just play down to the level of their opposition. Like, if their opponents are clowning around or feeding or just playing sloppy Dota, some teams play sloppy as well. And then when they're up against really stiff opposition, they buckle down, they bring their A game, they're more focused.
I mean, I was thinking about Starladder last season, and it looked like they might not qualify. And, I mean, that's just what Navi does. They're like, whatever, we have a couple games. We have many games to screw around in this. They have 15 games in the format, so they only play
in theory,
8.
But with so many talented teams and only 4 slots, it's like, how much can you actually mess around? Europe's a lot different from the other regions, because in Europe, there is no playoffs. It's just the round robin. Sometimes if there's a tie break, they'll have like a tie break match, but it's not something you count on. So in America, it's like, okay, you make it into the playoffs, now you just have to bring your A game. But Europe has kind of a different, it's different with the group.
Roxkiss has 3 losses, don't they?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they still can drop 2 more games before they're like, well, we have to win everything else. But, I mean, I guess you don't really want to go into a tiebreak with Roxkiss, but Roxkiss is still very likely to drop at least 1 more game.
Well, with that being said, we're ready to hop into the draft, so it's, We're not ready to hop into the draft? I got a thumbs up. All right, there we go. Cloud9 on the Dire side, Navi on the Radiant. And it will be a first pick Batrider here for Cloud9. Navi, they quickly secure the Visage, deny it to Cloud9, a team that loves to run that for AUI 2000.
Visage was almost completely ignored yesterday, which is...
I think it's just team dependent.
I mean, it's strange.
But EG like to run it. Zai's a very good Visage player.
I'm very curious as to why they just kind of ignored him.
It's not a hero that I've seen a ton of from Liquid, so I wasn't too surprised that they didn't run it. And I actually have not cast that much Dog, so I don't know if they do, but...
Don't you think he's stronger than, like, let's say Dazzle and AA, who are really hot right now? Or they're just situational?
I think it depends on the game. I think all 3 heroes can be stronger. I would say Visage is just the most, like, versatile. Can set up kills early, can offer you a lot of firepower later on, deals damage, has good lockdown. Ancient Apparition maybe more pure damage output in theory, especially with the farm of an Ags, but Dazzle will give me a little more defensive utility, so I don't think one of them is like clearly better than the others, if that's what you're asking. What do you think?
I think that...
You just think Visage is straight up better?
They serve different purposes. Like, Visage is a lot of burst. AA is more, like, global, like, some scouting and just long-range control and anti-push. And Dazzle, I think, is pretty offensive and defensive. I think Visage is, as you said, far more versatile. He's, like, better in the laning phase. He's decent at zoning out heroes. He does amazingly well with farm. He can scout. He has some of the things that Dazzle doesn't, but both of these two together, pretty good. Cloud9 drafting a Luna. Luna, often a carry of choice versus Visage, easily kill the birds, but can be capitalized on for her pretty much no escape mechanism. But Cloud9, they're very used to running Luna, and they're very used to putting pressure on the map so that EE can farm.
By the way, I do want to point out, Navi ran a really, well, Havos did not have the best Doombringer game I've ever seen, but it's still just annoying to play against, even if it's, and I will say he actually used Doom.
Whoa,
what? A Doom that uses Doom, I know. Never thought I'd see the day, but yeah, it wasn't the best Doom from Havos, but it is a hero that's been quite popular in CIS, and it got banned in the first stage, so that was banned. Shadow Fiend banned
I'm like, what?
As well. Navi did run it last game, and it was effective, and they'd like get a decent amount for Dendi, but it's not like they're like, oh, Dendi Shadow Fiend every game. Like, he plays a variety of heroes, so that's now 2 bans directed at Dendi. They remove out the Nyx, who obviously is annoying to play against this Batrider, and Navi, now they need core heroes. Which core heroes are available? There's Storm, there's Lifestealer. They want to go for some Lifestealer bombs here?
They could do Centaur. That was a hero that was highly prioritized yesterday, but I'm not terribly sure why. He's alright.
I feel like he's weaker against Luna. Luna being one of the better carries to just kill a Centaur and zone him out of lane.
True.
Invoker. The Dendi Invoker.
How does Invoker make it through? this far.
Well, when you're banning, it's pretty easy to see why, I guess, if you ban Shadow Fiend and Doom in the first stage. But then even in the second stage, you would have thought he'd get the axe.
Yeah.
Well, if Na'Vi want, they can go for the Zoo strat here. Get the double Forge Spirits, get the Familiars out. They don't really set up for Sunstrike, so maybe we see more of a Quaswex build. They do need a bit more control, so either they have to pick a lot of control for Funnick, or probably we'll see Dendi go for the Quaswex build.
Yep. Curious as to what Cloud9 is going to run in that mid lane for Sing Sing. Bone 7 almost certainly going to play the Bat Rider EE on the Luna. Then Aoi still can pick the AA. I guess they're not really scared of Aoi's AA. Banning out TA and Priest of the Moon instead. Bottom I can understand. TA, I guess, is decent versus Invoker. But I'm not too worried about TA like past the early game. You rarely see TA, period.
Yeah, she's just a very situational carry. Can be very strong in the right matchups, but Dazzle quite a good hero to counter her. Grave if someone is over low. The Weave and the heal somewhat dealing with her physical damage output, and plenty of crowd control from the Invoker. So I agree. I think it's not a hero to be particularly afraid of.
Team pick.
Also, Cloud9 aren't really known for their TA. The Mirana ban makes a lot more sense. Something that Sing Sing plays a ton. What will Sing Sing play this game? We've seen him on Alchemist a few times going mid.
I was wondering the same thing myself. No hero like matches up particularly well versus Invoker. I mean, your usual lane dominators always do decently, like Viper and TA. But aside from that, Puck banned out. Trying to think of any other tempo controller. Cloud9 sometimes does dual lanes mid, but highly doubt it with a Luna in their lineup.
10 seconds remaining.
Fourth pick coming out now for Cloud9. They still need one more support here. They've got their Rubik. All of AUI's junglers are available, and Na'Vi have gone pretty greedy, and, well, Cloud9, they'll try to take advantage of that here. Pick up the Chen. That Aoi Chen, he should get a lot of farm this game, because I do not see Na'Vi contesting his woods at all.
Yeah, definitely not. Chen Luna, pretty strong early combo, and after seeing the Spectre pick, they probably know that Na'Vi has a very, very weak early game. I mean, generally, Na'Vi, they play somewhat aggressively in the early game, but with Dazzle and Visage, it's... I mean, they're not low impact supports, they just need levels.
You know, traditionally what Na'Vi likes to do in their drafts is leave one support slot open, and if the enemy team tries to run a Chen or an Enchantress, they'll just go for like a Puppy Enigma and just outgreed them, but
right.
Not possible this game, is they've already picked up two supports.
Unless it's a...
Farming Dazzle or
Farming
something,
Dazzle,
but
yeah.
Doesn't seem likely at all.
Do they run Farming Dazzle?
Well, how would they run in this game? Like, who's going to the offlane? Invoker? I guess you go Boots first, Quaswex Invoker. Dendi would not enjoy that very much.
Or you could just do an offensive try.
Yeah, that's true.
But
maybe they... Like you said, the Luna Chen's very scary.
Luna Chen is very formidable combo. Going back a pretty long time, I'd say, but...
I do like this ban from Na'Vi. As I mentioned, Sing Sing, Alk's been one of his more common solo mids when he doesn't get the Mirana, and Na'Vi will ban it out, so... Cloud9, just needing something that does a little bit of everything. Like, other teams, I would say maybe they would go for a Dragon Knight here. Sure, it doesn't match up great against Invoker, but just someone that can provide you some lockdown, some access to late game, and some damage output as well.
10
But,
seconds remaining.
well, what's it going to be? Na'Vi need their last pick. Should be their offlaner for Funnick, in all likelihood. And the Centaur you mentioned, finally secured.
Fire team pick.
What if they match versus Bat Rider?
Do you think they'll be laning against each other?
Potentially.
You
Oh,
think
I guess
Na'Vi's
they
going aggressive?
I guess Cloud9 won't. Cloud9 definitely won't aggressive. I guess Na'Vi probably won't. I guess it'll just be farming Spec versus farming Luna. Na'Vi going for somewhat semi-global. Centaur, Invoker, Spectre. Does Centaur's ult work on Spectre Illusions? I don't think so. That'd be pretty cool.
Didn't we talk about this the other day?
Did we? No, I didn't talk about it with you.
Okay.
This is all allies, so...
Reserve time.
I would alt-tab and Google it, but
Okay,
then I'll mess up the
alt-tab and
draft
Google
here.
it.
Yeah.
I've not seen these two heroes in tandem. Centaur, War Runner.
I'm waiting for Cloud9's last pick while this happens, and
Doesn't give me...
You probably have to Google like Stampede Spectre Haunt or something.
I'm imagining that it would work. You just have to cast a haunt before the confirmed.
It does not affect allied specters haunt
10
illusion.
seconds remaining.
They can't gain movement speed.
Remaining.
It says in Dota 1 it works, though.
And it's horribly game according to the dev force. K-pop is feeding us some good info here.
It said it should affect ally units, including all illusions and all summons. So I'm not sure. It's still the verdict's still out.
Well, it says that it doesn't work in Dota 2 though. Whether or not it should, it's a separate issue.
Well, this was a long time ago. This was 2012.
And this is a bug report, so was it changed? Yeah. Known bug list 2.0. There you go.
Yeah.
Search for Stampede. Sorry guys, we want to get the facts right here for y'all. Can't you just search for Stampede?
Stampede doesn't affect an ally.
It is a known bug.
Remaining.
Still not resolved, I guess.
Yep.
It's on the official bugs list, so it is considered a bug, but
Remaining.
Wow. That'd be really strong.
yeah, it does seem like it. Well, the draft's over, guys. Now we hop into it. Na'Vi versus Cloud9. An important match for both teams as Cloud9 sits 9-2, Na'Vi 6-1. A win here for Na'Vi. Just it not only brings them closer to a LAN appearance, but it also knocks a potential opponent to contest for like maybe one of those top 4 slots a bit down a notch. So with that being said, Na'Vi on the Radiant side, Cloud9 on the die. They went for the last pick Tidehunter. Now we introduce our teams now. On the side of Na'Vi, on the Radiant side, Funnick, your offlane Centaur. Kuroki handling the Visage. Dendimon on the solo mid Invoker. Looks like Crosswex, the early Blades of Attack are out. Havost on the Spectre. And does leave Puppy handling the Dazzle. And then on the Dire side, we've got Team Cloud9 with Bone7, your offlane Bat, Sing Sing the Tidehunter, Pylai Dai the support Rubik, AUI 2000 your Chen, early smoke picked up, and just pick a name, man. Eternal Envy on your Luna.
30 seconds
So
to
very
battle.
unfortunate for Eternal Envy. Actually, he started off with boots. He immediately goes over here, and then he runs around. He like goes over here to the left, and then he misses the Centaur, who goes here. Like they cross each other right at the same time, and then he gets his easy observer ward. And now C9 has, I mean, they have a general idea of where to place the observer ward, but with the boots versus Luna, who has one of the highest move speeds in the game, you're like, okay, I'm gonna get there. I'll see if they have any ward. So my support's completely greedy.
Then I'll see exactly where they place it, not just a general idea.
I don't even know if they know that he placed it. Well, actually,
Courier's
Sentry-
just wandering up here with sentries.
Yep. I guess they know.
The courier is sending a message here.
How did all these trees just die?
Wait, which trees? Oh,
These
those?
trees. Yeah, what the heck just happened there? I saw them fall as
Did Batrider kill them? He's all the way bottom. Yeah, I don't know.
what just happened there? I'm confused.
Are
Anyway.
there any other tree clearing abilities?
Oh, telekinesis.
Oh, there must have been a lift then. Okay, so mid lane, Crosswex Invoker versus Tidehunter.
Tidehunter's cool, man. I'm still a big Tidehunter fan. I think he's underpicked. His base damage is not the greatest, but he does have Anchor Smash, and
He's just countered so hard by BKB. And there's a lot of other strong
Yeah.
tempo controllers that aren't right now, but I do like him in that combo breaker role. If they've got really good lockdown, it's just I guess the only thing that's going to prevent him from getting off Ravage is pretty much Doom.
All things fall.
yeah, we saw him just like crush a Batrider the other day. Batrider went in every time, just blink Ravage, and this was Uni versus Tidehunter. But he's also like a good front line. Like a lot of your good tempo controls, like Puck, they can't actually like tank, I'd say. And Tidehunter's just like, hey, you guys should go on me.
So I guess Bone7 just dropped really low in the off lane and decided to suicide to Ancients. Not having a good time. Free fountain trip for him.
Not having a good time.
Yeah, I saw him drop low and then go over the trees, but I mean he's gone for the boots first build, so that's where you don't want to be blowing 4 tangos just to get back to full HP. Pretty much better.
Funnick harassing out Eternal Envy. Oh my goodness, he almost dies. That was, what is up with these double edge ranges? It looks like melee. I'm hovering over the tooltip, it's like tiny, but he hit him from pretty darn far away. He had like 18 HP left.
It's only a level 1 double edge as well, but even then, does quite a bit of damage. 175 damage on a level 1 nuke. That is a lot.
Ben is coming.
Highlight's in the region as well, but for now, Cloud9 just not having the best laning stage so far. I guess they are getting good farm, but already the Bat Rider was forced to just suicide to neutrals to TP back in bottom. He's been chewing through his tangos. Envy nearly dying top.
And he doesn't have a self.
Yeah. Do the supports have? No, just a bunch of tangos, which they will pull his way. AUI's jungle has been okay. Does he have any stacks out? No stacks for AUI. That's a bit unusual.
I would say so too.
Normally you'll just see him kind of like set up shop over here. He's actually maybe gonna smoke soon.
Yeah, they have no stacks for Bone 7 either, so it won't be an early blink tag. It looks like Sing Sing will get the 2-minute rune in the form of invisibility. I'm still not exactly sure why Luna went boost first. She went boost first into a ring of protection and then got pulled some regen.
Envy really likes to go for this build. I guess the thinking is just you can zone out the enemy offlaner a bit better, but it also means if you have to trade blows, that Funnick's coming out on top.
Yeah, Centaur almost connects with the hoof stump there. Here we see Le Smoke.
Well, Bone 7's being annoying bottom. He'll steal some neutrals here, potentially. 4 pump stacks up. He really wants that experience. He'll get it. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, Cloud9 going for the wraparound.
He's stuck on the high ground.
Oh, Bone 7. Are they going to catch him? Kuroki, he's got a soul assumption. This will be your first blood, and it goes the way of Na'Vi. Meanwhile, they're too late to get Funnick, who is not caught.
Nice.
Bone 7 is not, what a start for him. Has to suicide to neutrals for the early fountain trip, and that was like at the 1 minute mark. Has to buy an extra TP scroll because of that, and now gives up a first blood.
Yeah, nice awareness by Funnick too. Knowing that supports are missing, I'm a little bit scared, goes out, scouts the smoke, so now Dendi knows he's safe in mid. How are they doing in middle? 21 CS on the Tidehunter, 16 CS on the Invoker, but Invoker ends up with an assist, so not the worst thing in the world, and C9 trying to get an immediate tower, get things rolling for them.
Puppy just gets blown up, and Funnick's gonna eat a stomp as well. Suddenly, Navi's turn to give up some kills here. The stomp comes in, but an easy 2 kills for Cloud9.
I'm not exactly sure.
Pretty questionable attempt to defend that.
Yeah, that's a. I mean, maybe if Centaur walks up, you can grave and then buy some time for like a Invoker to TP in or something like that. But the way they went about that was just very strange. And not only did they give a tower, they give 2 free kills.
When you're support against a pretty like a Luna who's already got boots, you have to be really careful about your positioning. That Lucent Beam mini stun is often all you need to get the jump off on the opposition. See here, but well, overall they are free farming on their Spectre for Na'Vi, and for the side of I wanted to say Speed Gaming. On the side of Cloud9, they've been stacking some Ancients here for the Luna. They have 1 stack off, but I do worry a bit about AUI's Chen. Arcane Boots up, but only level 3 at 5 minutes. He normally either has stacks or just a lot more levels directly at this stage. This is very uncharacteristic for Cloud9.
Yeah, he's not that farm, but still having.
They got the early tower goal.
Pretty good game impact. And
what is this?
What's
Are
what?
you seeing that?
Ring of Health.
What is? Oh, he's just getting the free regen. Okay.
Yeah.
A value heal at the shop. I was like, he's not actually buying these raws, is he?
That'd be awesome.
You think you should be able to do that? I guess it's very situational when it's effective.
Yeah, and it turns out you're unreliable into unreliable. So.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's
dubious.
Decent sometimes.
As long as he doesn't die here, and he's probably not going to be under too much pressure yet. Bone 7, getting a Grave Chill, trying to contest these neutrals. Puppy looking to get a range. He's got a single poison touch point, but not enough to get the kill. But where did Na'Vi go from here? The Centaur only level 4. Oh, mana burn for Saint.
They just get big on Spectre and wait for C9 to overextend and hopefully don't take too many bad fights against Ravage.
Bone 7 caught out in the river. There's an immediate hunt, and this Spectre gonna run him down. And Bone 7 gives up another kill. Meanwhile, there was a smoke attempt mid for Cloud9. So far, not successful.
And his positioning is really good.
The one good thing for Cloud9 here is they've already got 2 Arcane Boots against Quadflex Invoker. That's
Funnick about to
big
die.
deal. Oh, plenty of mana to deal with that EMP, but as you mentioned, Funnick caught out, will easily be brought down top. Meanwhile, Dendi on the chase onto Sing Sing, but bottles up. Dendi just does not have the damage to bring him down. The bat will TP in, but also will not be able to get a kill here. The good news, though, for Cloud9 is they're going to keep on pushing, and how how do Na'Vi actually defend towers? If we had our hexagons for the drift, I'm pretty sure that Na'Vi's actual counter push would have been low. Invoker can be alright,
It's only
but
the
that's about
Quasflex
it.
Invoker, right? Oh, he will finally rotate. Will he catch anyone out with the tornado? He does not even have it invoked, actually.
Yeah, just the EMP cold snap and no Centaur ult. If they had a Centaur ult, this is like 3 easy kills here, but instead, Envy drops the Eclipse in front of a creep wave. What the hell was that? Just zoning them out, I guess.
Zoning Eclipse. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. As long as they get the T2, then they're A-okay. And Spectre, how's he farming compared to the Luna? In terms of CS, they're relatively even. Looks like Spectre will be going in an early Vanguard build.
Zoning Eclipse, man. Now I've seen it all.
Eternal Envy,
I'm too
man.
old for this game.
It's Eternal Envy.
I'm not on Envy's level.
Maximum efficiency.
It's not efficient.
If it were like slightly...
Did they need to Eclipse to get that tower? Do you think?
He was relatively low, I'd say. It's a compromising position because...
Yeah, just you want to discourage them for a split second and take it, I guess.
It's unexpected for sure, and Navi's like, oh no, is something bad happening? But they're just like, oh, well...
That's true. I think the surprise factor, definitely a bit underrated there, because that certainly caught Na'Vi off guard. But if you're Na'Vi now, you're also... Well, I guess they don't have their Centaur ult either, is the thing, so they can't easily like start fights. That's kind of a concern here. Funnick is, with basically the constant tri-lane top, he's not gotten as much experience as he would like, but he'll get his level 6 fairly soon, and then they can look to set some things up.
I think it might take too long for Na'Vi to come online. I mean, they're waiting for the Spectre to get big, but Luna is just going to be so much fatter, so much faster, because...
And Havos isn't going greedy,
towers,
just going early Vanguard, not even the drums or anything like that.
I like the drums. It's not like he was under that much pressure from Bone 7. Bone 7's like spending half the time in the jungle. I'm very surprised.
Jungle or dead?
Yeah. Dendi missing the EMP in mid. Looks like the pressure will mount, but this is a dangerous tower to push.
Oh, it's Cloud9 are also smoked up. They head towards the woods, trying to find Kuroki, who's close to his level 6, but walks right towards Pilot Eye, then backs off. He reveals the smoke, and Havos will get out as well. I don't know if this is the hero they want to be diving. Centaur ult gets popped. Will there be a haunt here? There's 3 heroes rotated in.
Well, I just saw Stampede Dazzle illusion, so they definitely work on illusion.
Yeah, but it says it does not work on Spectre.
Lame.
It said confirmed on the known bugs list. Flame breaks there. Puppy. Havos called out. Puppy will get pulled back in and just zapped down. Now the dagger comes in. They actually don't have mana for Haunt, but they've got the stick charges here. Pilot Eye nearly falling, and suddenly 5 heroes bottom. Still a Ravage online. Cloud9 just looking to force these towers. And what do Na'Vi do about it? It's only the Invoker.
Yeah.
They need the Invoker here.
They cannot fight without Dendi.
Pharaoh's dead now.
Fighting into the Ravage, this is just terrible positioning for them. They can't take a fight here.
Cloud9 are just running them over. They're going to take this tier 1 bottom. They can probably at that point rotate and just go mid. Maybe they wait for just a few core items, but within like the next 3-4 minutes, certainly. They'll have the mech. They should have the bad blink by then. And really, in terms of Navi's farm, what do they have? Just a Vanguard and Spectre. That's about it. Their tower gold is just very lacking.
Almost drummed on Invoker, I guess, but that's very small victories.
Great start for Cloud9 here. An important match for both teams. As previously mentioned, Na'Vi with a loss here will be tied up with Cloud9 in terms of losses, but short in terms of the wins. They still have plenty of stiff opposition headed their way later on in Star Ladder. Well, hang around in the enemy jungle for now. Na'Vi fishing for an opening, and Cloud9 with the Ravage available, but actually no mana for EMP. Mana Burst can come in since he slows 11 stick charges. Can stick up, look to Ravage. They get the kill on Pilot Eye. Now they pop the Centaur, diving deep for AUI. This early Vanguard from Avos. They want to start taking the fights, forcing the issue. Saint stick charges are there. Pops them now. The Lucent Beam gets fogged. Avos will retreat out.
Nice Centaur stomp by Aoi.
Oh, hit the Spectre.
It hit Spectre and Centaur.
Okay.
Really good.
That was pretty well attempted by Cloud9 with the bait. They were very close to just getting like Na'Vi to overquit and then ravaging 3-4 heroes and turning the fight, but Na'Vi pulled back from the abyss at the last possible second. And now, knowing that Haunt's on cooldown, knowing that Stampede's on cooldown, Cloud9 say easy rush.
Is it easy though? They have to fight with an Invoker, or against an Invoker, so if Invoker gets a good EMP Tornado, I guess they still have the Eclipse and the Tidehunter ultimate, so...
The main thing is, if Na'Vi want to contest, they need to go now. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. They've got the Cold Snap EMPs at the ready. Roche is dropping low. Pilot Eye, he's still on the Cold Snap. Na'Vi Are they going or not? They do force some heroes out of the pit, but Roche still alive for now. It's a tick in. Bone 7 doesn't have a blink dagger. This Navi are just going to let it go. It looks like the Roach falls. Well, now they definitely need to back, and they will do so. Aegis up for Eternal Envy. Now the drum's complete.
What was the plan for Navi from it? They were just like, hey guys, are you doing a Roach? Let's watch.
Let's not farm or contest. Let's just watch.
They definitely knew it was happening.
Oh yeah, they knew, but I think it was one of those things where they're like, can we really fight this? Stampede's not ready. It just came off cooldown. Spectre Haunt's not ready. Do we want to risk it? If they lose that fight, they lose like tier 1 mid. And they give aggressive wards away to Cloud9, and the back gets his Blink Dagger, and probably Envy is well on his way to whatever his next item.
Maybe they were hoping for a scare tactic, like, oh crap, C9's like, hey, we see Navi, we'll probably back off, but
everybody panic!
That's I guess what they were hoping for.
Not gonna happen. Now the Blink's out on Bone 7.
Yeah, that's scary. It's really scary.
Remember, he suicided to Ancients early. I mean, sure, it doesn't cost him a ton, but he had to buy a TP scroll. He gave up First Blood. And he's still got a Blink Dagger at 13 minutes, with Tranquil Boots as well. And very, farm, 43 CS.
Too many map objectives taken. 2 T1s, 1 T2, and Roshan. So that's, what, 900
basically 4 towers worth of gold, yeah.
Luna has an Ancient stack. It looks like she's actually gone for drums, not a greedy...
uncharacteristic of Envy, who almost always prefers, the greedy build. But this is, I think, the right build, because Navi are just not good at punishing early pushing.
Oh boy. That's a blink on Tide.
This reminds me of how, like, IG was running Luna back at TI2, and how teams were running her for quite some time, even going into TI3. You get your drums early, your Aquila, and you just 5-man with the team, and Luna is just way stronger in those early to mid-game scenarios than most other carries.
I remember this phase.
Stats build. They will probably still back off for something a little bit more farm-oriented here, though. They don't want to just let Navi farm for late game. Spectre, at least not without also going greedy in their own right. Their Spectre is 1,600 gold up. Havost will work his way towards the Relic. He's 0-1, so hasn't had a big impact yet, but this could be very bad for Dendi. He's at his tower. He's actually going for the mech for his team. They need that Centaur blink. Well, that puts a lot of pressure on Havost. The smoke's about to be revealed by the familiars, but as they get close to the tower,
they definitely seem to know something's up. There's like a solo Luna pushing a tower. Yeah, she has an Aegis, but they're not just going to let her die twice.
Oh, and everyone gets revealed now. Familiars come in. There's a double stun. I don't think Navi want to engage on this. They will let the tower fall. It goes the way of Envy. Navi sure not giving up kills, but nonetheless giving up a ton of map control.
Yeah, at least Havost is farming in the meantime. 2,000 gold on him on the left side of the map, but I guess they're just going to keep going at the T2, and there's really no reason not to.
Oh, what did he steal? He got the familiars. Oh, Pylai die. He gets an extra Easter egg of a deal here. This is huge for Cloud9, who are already very strong at pushing. Imagine it, a Blink Ravage into familiar stuns. Good luck to Navi defending this tower. Maybe they get a tower deny here from the familiars? Nope, not going to happen. There's a Blink Gush. That's a tier 2 down. And Cloud9 have now pinned Navi down to basically this region of the map is what they can safely move through. Anything else? Rather risky. Well, time to turtle with Spectre, Ben.
At least they haven't taken like a really bad team fight. Technically things could be worse. You lose a team fight, you lose your heroes, you lose Spectre, and then you lose a tower. Yeah. I think some teams would have fallen into that trap of, well, we had to do something about it now, but it looks like they're just going to hold on for a better fight, most likely at their tier 3s.
Yeah, at that point they'll have to defend. Maybe they even have to throw a buyback or two the way of Cloud9 to hold the line. Envy does go back for Yasha, so Mantista will be the next choice. Just going for the best base sieging item available. No Dominator. They just want to keep the pressure up on these towers. Force Navi to defend, while Navi will look for the trades. They'll try and split push. They'll pressure this tier 1 mid, but I will wrap around to defend. From the backside come the enemy familiars. They give away a little free gold. Maybe a secret blessing for Navi. Give away the familiars. Farm them. Familiar on familiar action mid. Easy 200 gold.
Oh boy. Centaur pretty close to his Blink Dagger.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Not quite yet. 450 gold for him, but I don't know where this gold's coming
Cold
from.
Snap, EMP. Well, Bone 7 out of mana, but otherwise unharmed. Meanwhile, Envy, bottom lane, he was thinking of an Eclipse here on Phonic, who then stomps the creep wave, really baiting Envy to throw out the Eclipse, but Envy won't fall for it. He breaches the high ground. He's just begging for them to go on him. The Aegis has a little bit of time left. Tornado's going to connect. Okay for now, no familiars here. Pylite Eye probably will just look to steal something else. And what does he get? It's a level 3 Shadow Wave. That will sustain this push nicely. Pylite Eye, another huge spell steal for him. Funnick, no Blink Dagger yet. EMP gets dropped. It's just a zoning EMP, but it will remove quite a bit of mana. There's a Blink Gush on in. And Envy starts cleaning up familiars. Gets one. This stolen Dazzle heal is just going to make it so hard to keep them out of the base. A spell to steal.
EE's positioning is really good in this.
So aggressive, threatening for that Eclipse.
Right.
There's their last, so they found Puppy on the backside of the fight, and Bone 7 will secure the kill. Buybacks instantly, and now they'll look to defend here. They do have the Spectre, no Relic up, but if they win this fight, it'll be good. But Blink, Ravage way on the mark for Sing. Huge damage done this day. The Eclipse was there, but a double-edged follow-up does decent work. I don't think it's enough, though. Havost is now on an island, on his own, has to run for the fountain, and Envy Lucid beams him. They keep on blinking forward. The Centaur's butt bagging, just watching Havost beat up to the well, trying to TP out to the tower and cut off the path of retreat. They have not taken racks yet. There's your stomp. Now the double edge comes through. They bring down the Rubik, but Funnick, this could well be a dieback for him. Envy still alive. Triple kill. Never even lost his Aegis. Ay, ay, ay. Daggers there. Can't
Aegis has expired. But
nope, not going to be able to chase him. They do defend base. Spectre did not die, and Spectre's 3,500 gold. It seems really bad. Really, really bad for Na'Vi, but there's that silver lining. The numbers, though, the numbers say it's all Cloud9 all the way.
the Spectre ult was just maybe a quarter of a second too late. Tidehunter got his blink off right before Spectre haunted, and then that Ravage was just devastating. It was connected directly with Dendi.
Well, and it was timed well with the Eclipse, and the Eclipse was mostly hitting heroes, not potentially haunt illusions. Well, big win there. Now an EMP Tornado gets thrown out. Dendi will connect with Pylite Eye. He needs this solo kill, I feel. Can't quite get it, though, and now throws out the Tornado. It will catch the Rubik, but the Rubik doesn't fall. Now the Gush, the turnaround. Dendi wanted to make a play, and in the end, he tries to invoke Ghostwalk here, but it's on cooldown, and he's in trouble. Pops the Centaur. He'll keep on running, but another Blink. Gosh is available. Lucid Beams there. They get the kill on Dendi. Normally that support Rubik is an easy solo kill, but he's got Force Staff. He is very elusive in these fights.
Relic is up.
What do you think Navi's chances are at this point?
Very low.
Even with the Relic.
Like, maybe single-digit territory. Like, they have to have an amazing hold, and C9 can just get the next Aegis. What is stopping them from getting Roshan? Pretty much nothing at this point. And yeah, Spectre ult is nice, and he's going to do a fair amount of damage with the Radiance, but the T3 is already down, and they had so much trouble defending that.
And they might not have buybacks for that next push.
Yeah.
Because Roche could, in theory, could respawn now, and then there'd be like still 3.5 minutes with no buyback on Centaur, no buyback on Dazzle.
And even after the Radiance, Spectre can't always farm freely, because he always has to worry about the Bat Rider, too. Like, just a simple Bat Rider into Eclipse, Bat Rider ult into Eclipse, or Ravage even can be blown on him, because no one's really that important on the side of Na'Vi. I mean, Dendi's somewhat important, but really if you kill Spectre like 2 or 3 times in the mid-game, then they can just get super fat on Luna and just proceed from there. But looks like...
Oh, it's an early rush, too. At Cloud9...
They don't even need, I guess they don't even need Roche.
I think they're just going to push in bottom and then go take it, but maybe they just say, you know what, screw it. They do bring Envy in as well.
But there is no Radiance on Spectre. Oh, actually, he's got it. He's got it right now. So maybe they thought they could take
no
a push
buyback
before.
on Spectre, though, so they won't have the buyback haunt, the second life available. Then again, the main hero itself is not that scary, but Envy's come in. The Glaives started bouncing. Now the Lucid Beam thrown onto Puppy, just to scare him back a bit. They need to just have the perfect initiation here and cannot afford to get caught. The MP Tornado is going to come in. The Centaur ult's there. Now the Haunt comes through. They'll start chasing, and AUI still got his hand of God. They already brought down Pylite Die, though. Now Habo straight into the middle of the fight, trying to bait out an Eclipse. Daggers and retreats back out. They do get the one kill on the Rubik. They lost their range tracks, but...
They blew almost everything, though.
And there's still Ravage here.
Yeah, Stampede and Spectre Ultimate, as well as EMP Tornado. So they do lose a Rax, but they do get a kill. So not bad from them. And I do not know if C9 knows that Roshan is up, but
well, they should check soon. Yeah. And I mean, they've got what, like a minute and a half to just go do Roche.
Luna's so fat, though. I mean, look at the net worth chart. Looks like Luna is pretty far ahead of Spectre, 3,000.
And more importantly, her power curve is just right now. Like, she'll have the Manta Style, the Dominator. Perfect item just to go end the game around this 25-minute mark or so. Cloud9 are in a pickle. Or, sorry, Na'Vi are in a pickle. Cloud9 are the pickle.
the pickle.
They are the pickle. It's like I am the walrus, just one of those.
Oh, Bone 7? Oh my goodness, he was so close to dying to Havos right there.
I just saw him jump in, but I'm like, well, that's not gonna die to a Spectre. Or is he?
He was trying to buy his mask.
He's just been making some really, like, odd plays this game, Bone 7. He had some good initiations when they were breaking the base, but... at first blood, just getting caught on the cliff as well. And
Oh, here they go. Aegis
it's
is
early
up.
in Europe. Maybe he's not fully awake yet.
How does Havos fare in terms of items? He's not going to have another item before the next fight, so this is pretty much do or die at this point.
Haunt in 20 seconds, though. Do they have a glyph? Oh, they do have a glyph. That might just buy them enough time. There's no creeps in the base yet, so the backdoor protection is here. They're going to have a glyph. They're going to have a Spectre Haunt. And he also does have buyback this time. Maybe there's a slight chance for Na'Vi. They've come around from the side. Lasso has been found out that he on the backside. He maxed up though. He gets up the EMP Tornado, but he does not catch Sing Sing. Now the EMP does huge damage, but the Eclipse comes through. Is it going to be enough? Puppy keeps himself alive with the Grave. They bring down Sing Sing. 4 heroes, and the Aegis lost as well. Those with the triple kill. They're holding on to high ground. Now, Envy could be next. Pops the Mantis Cell. Another Blink. A double edge. He doesn't want to use it. They don't even need it. Full team wipe. Aegis down. Na'Vi find a way where there's a will.
What a hold.
And they found the Invoker too. They blink last, so they pulled him into the middle of the team.
They didn't have enough damage to kill him.
They didn't kill him. He got off the mech. He got off the EMP Tornado on 4 or 5 heroes.
And he blew Ravage too to try and kill him. And I think he only got Funnick and Dendi in that. So, well, I thought Navi's chances were really low.
Suddenly, 3,500 gold on Spectre.
That was a... I did not see that hold happening. Like, what in the world?
I mean, like you said, if the Invoker just dies there, that fight does not go that way. Even now, he doesn't have buyback. And that was after that engagement.
I think Luna didn't blow Eclipse. If she uses Eclipse right there, like...
Probably would have been good.
Probably would have been good. Being a little bit stingy. That's okay. Is it okay?
If the game just drags on, Cloud9's late game is not that good.
Yeah, but they...
I mean, it's just the Luna who can dish out damage later on. The Tide can be dealt with by BKBs eventually.
Or just straight, like, tank from Spectre. He can just get a heart and do, like, whatever. I don't care about Ravage.
And the item selection from Cloud9 is more mid-game focused as well. Even the Luna items, it wasn't like the Dominator Rush, it was the drums, the Aquila. Fit suited the strategy very well, but just a myth like that, suddenly Kuro's got his Egg Scepter up. This guy, he's like the AUI 2000 of Visage, I feel. I guess AUI has a great Visage, but just look at his Ancient Apparition, like, always seems to have eggs at ridiculous times, and so too does Kuro on the Visage.
Well, now Spectre has actually overtaken Luna in terms of net worth, so this is actually really bad. It's 10,000 gold lead for C9, but after that, the momentum shift has completely swung. C9, they just lost a push with the Aegis. I don't think that they're going to be able to win a push without, especially with Spectre being that much stronger. So by the time they wait for next Roshan, though, Luna's, like...
Spectre already has heart, pretty much. He just needs the Bit Booster and the recipe, but he's almost got one of those components.
Luna's heyday is almost over at this point, compared to when Spectre starts kicking in.
That's an odd thing to say at 25 minutes, especially with Envy playing the Luna. Because normally, like, his Luna will go 50 minutes. You know, he'll go 6-slotted, but it's just the supporting cast doesn't really join him there. The Batrider goes pretty late, but the heroes like Tide, for now, he's still strong for the lockdown, but they're getting towards a pipe, and the Ravage damage is not something you normally want to underestimate. It actually is pretty important in these mid-game team fights.
I think that Tidehunter should have gone for pipe instead of Blade Mail.
The legendary Mask of Madness Bone 7 Batrider goes in. Does find Havos, but Havos has saved for buyback here. The Ravage was even blown, and Havos is just going to buy back. Now he haunts in immediately, instantaneously rejoins the fight, and he's going to jump right in. Now they have no Ravage, no way to fight this Spectre in round 2. Even with the Eclipse, Havos just tanking through it, brings down once again Sama, and they've brought down 4 in the midst of the chaos.
Uh-oh, this is really bad.
They thought he did that. I think they saw the Reaver and thought he didn't have buyback.
You know what? I always underestimate Navi's
high ground defending.
High ground defense potential, like all the time.
And Cloud9 have too. You're not the only one. I think they didn't expect Spectre buyback there. They saw the Reaver, and they're probably like, that's some really early Reaver considering his Radiance timing. Sure, you want a big team fight, but, well, now the graphs head a very poor direction for Cloud9. And the thing is, Navi don't have towers yet. So winning big team fights, they take the towers, which they were disadvantaged in before, And suddenly the gold graph is just going to go directly vertical. in
Yeah,
their favor.
and now they can contest the third Roshan. That's the biggest deal. If they had a pipe, I think they would have been much better off. I still don't understand the blade mail choice.
Oh, from Sing Sing,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like, pipe would have owned. Because they're all about the mid game, early mid. And like the
And
20-minute
it's a pushing draft. Like, you get your early drums, your Aquila, your mech.
It's really good for Spectre, I'd say. Especially when he has Radiance.
They're going to try and fight again. They do know Haunts on cooldown. Also Spectre buyback on cooldown. If they can get a good initiation, this time around Na'Vi don't have that second chance. We're going out to Blink Lasso, and it is onto Havos. Suddenly the tide leaps forward, but he doesn't have Ravage. And Havos is just too tanky, it seems. They can't quite bring him down. Dendi with the tornado catches out 3 heroes. And Cloud9 are just, it almost feels like they're done already. 2 heroes dead. Havos already looking for the well dives. They found Pylai dive. That super range double edge once again.
That is bugged.
That is straight up
That has to
weird.
be bugged.
Well,
Oh
now,
my
now they take
goodness.
the tier 2. And do Cloud9 even have any gas left?
I don't think so.
I think this car is
What a swift change
Chugging to a
of
stop.
events.
the 2 great high ground defenses, and it's just like the game's over. This has happened to so many teams historically. Teams think they have the lead on Na'Vi, try and break the base, and one just epic team fight, the game just swings.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of the Sigma match we cast at Starlighter 8, where they had like a 20-30k gold lead, and then they just had a couple bad fights, and suddenly Na'Vi was winning. This wasn't quite as drastic of a lead, but
Legendary base holding abilities.
yeah, right up there with
That was without the T3 up
the
too.
best of them.
That was absurd.
And now he's got the heart. Sure, no buyback, but I guess that's the one play Cloud9 do have right now, is if they can somehow kill the Spectre in the next 2 minutes or so, he won't have buyback, maybe they can push in from there, but even if they get 1 lane of Rex, I don't feel like that's enough. They'll need 2 or 3, and I don't see them getting that before Havos farms buyback.
Spectre's just so huge right now. 2650 gold, still far above Luna, and Luna I think needs more like Spectre and Luna with easily, especially pretty fast. But if Spectre's ahead on gold, yikes! Centaur has a pipe up now too, so there goes most of your Eclipse damage or Ravage, either or.
When it gets to ultra late game, the Luna gets, I'd say a little, like, she kind of jumps up in power when you've got like your 5-6 slotted Luna. You've
Satanic Butterfly.
yeah, and she can shoot through the illusions pretty well, but there's
It's
still
just
there's Desolate damage,
Dispersion
there's
owns.
Dispersion.
Yeah, Dispersion just. Ugh.
And Envy has not gone BKB either. This is a game where he may be forced to go for a later BKB. Not now, but maybe as like his 5th, 6th item.
The thing about it is they don't have any good way to counter-initiate on Na'Vi. Like, if Spectre ults in and they get to jump on C9, then C9's kind of done for because there goes all their blinks for a good, what, like 10 seconds? So they can't get in position. All they need to do is kind of control Sing Sing or just go ham on Luna.
There's a smoke right now from your Radiant squad, Na'Vi on the prowl. Meanwhile, Cloud9 are as well, and they're gonna fight Havos here. What I mentioned, it's like 2 minutes with no buyback. If they can bring him down, what a prize to be had. Havos dropping low, the Ravage even thrown out, Eclipse as well. They're all dying to the Dispersion though. They lost 2. Havos just smiling. Like, sure, you get the kill on me, guys, but it costs you heavily.
That's the power of Spectre right there. She doesn't have to do anything. All she has to do is
They
be
had
smart.
Hand of God. Cloud9 just did not expect that Spectre to hit so hard. Underestimating the hero once again, and now AUI is going to throw his life away. Yeah, they Invoker. And now they'll lose Envy as well. This is 4 heroes dead. They might just... I wouldn't be surprised if they GG'd out after that, honestly. Envy, he'll try and stand his ground there. He'll fall as well. And Cloud9 just have to be baffled by the way this game has turned.
Radiant's
The melee Rex on bottom is getting under some siege, but they don't even care.
is under attack.
Well, actually, Puppy cares.
Puppy cares, but the team just wants blood. Na'Vi want towers. They'll take the tier 2 top and... Sure, Havos dies, but he's still got 1,500 gold in the bank.
Now Luna goes for BKB, but it's
too late.
late.
I almost think the B... Is it even a good choice at this
Well,
stage? They need the
she's gonna
damage.
die to Spectre regardless.
If she needs the BKB and another item, doesn't really matter what order she goes them in. She needs both. And now the pipe's out on Funnick. And that really neuters Cloud9's damage output. Their physical damage is
very
middling. It's not awful, but it's not that impressive.
They're just gonna take too much damage during the Spectre Haunt. No blinks up, Eclipse will just hit illusions. Everyone's taking like 1,000 damage each. and they
I think it's like you said, Ben, the decision not to go pipe for Sing Sing, very costly to his team in the end.
yeah.
That would have completely negated the Radiance damage in the last team fight, and it suits this style better. Like, if there's other ways to play this draft, I guess. They could have taken the Luna later. Maybe they just focus on starving Na'Vi a bit more.
But with the way they played,
Yeah.
he definitely needed a pipe.
Like, the rest of the team all went for the early to mid-game items, and he just went Blade Mail.
What? Blade?
Well, I guess it's a mid-game item, maybe, but it's just not like a pushing item, is the main
No, it is not.
Well, the Vlad's up. Centaur is also fearsome, so give Savos some lifesteal, give him a little extra damage and armor in these fights. And Cloud9 looks like they'll probably take this Roche, at least Na'Vi not contesting as of yet, but they have all their cooldowns ready. Dendi's also prowling around with a BKB here. He can be pretty aggressive and start these fights even.
It will be an agent, and it will be a cheese. Dendi looking for someone to kill. Visage has picked up a gem. He almost has the AC up. What in the
Dude, I'm
world?
telling you, Kuro's Visage. Guy knows how to get gold.
Oh, this will... Roshan's dead.
I'm just wondering if are they close enough to just haunt in as soon as they hear the Aegis fall? Envy gets bashed. Now there's a clap. The tower's gonna fall, and they're smoked up. The cheese is on the ground. They've already picked up the Aegis. Familiars come in. Envy will snag it just in the nick of time, and Centaur's deployed. Sure, you've got Aegis, but we've got to stomp double edge. They'll kill him once. Now they just got to kill him a second time. And with the pipe here, I mean, what is he gonna do? He can BKB perhaps, look to try and fight his way out. They've tried to force step him to the high ground, I think, but he doesn't quite make it. Good effort from Bone7, not enough. Well, that's an Aegis down. That's a Luna down. That's a Chen down as well.
You could have tried like BKB TP. Oh, he didn't have a TP scroll. He sold it. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, he did it to pick up the cheese. That greed.
That greed.
That greed.
Well,
That was such a risky play. With
Yeah.
Na'Vi barreling down mid, and they didn't even use Haunt. They also had Spectre Haunt to try and get into the fight, give them some extra damage. Big yes, Spectre. Diffusal Blade's already online. Na'Vi not even going to go for like your slightly more late game build with the Manta. Just get the item that lets you just end the game right now.
yeah, they don't even need to end the game. That's the ridiculous part.
But they're going to try, damn it. Cloud9, can they defend? Luna, buyback is available, but desperately needs more farm. Cannot afford to be blowing a buyback at this stage. Looks like she might not need to. Like you said, Na'Vi do not need to end the game. And the safe play may be just to sit back and farm here, but it seems like they've just decided the time is now. This is where Ty just... I mean, the key hero he wants to just shut down is this Invoker, but Invoker has a BKB. This is where the pick, if you don't get enough done in those first 30 minutes, does start to fall off. The Shiva's up. But Blink Lasso has found Dendi. Maybe if he doesn't get the BKB off, in comes the Ravage. Dendi's still alive though. Graved up from long range. Now just BKBs. Turns around. Luna's Eclipse. Just not enough, it looks like. Everyone's hanging through it with the pipe damage as well. Havos diving the well. Classic Havos play. Now your Tornado on the top. And they'll bring down more. Havos just won't stop. They'll lose the Rubik here. And now they'll lose Eternal Envy as well. Diffused up. Finished off. Cheese hardly even makes a difference. And Envy calls the GG. Wow. Na'Vi, they take down Cloud9 here. It looked awful, but it was a mountain to climb, and Na'Vi scaled it with ease. Yet another comeback for...
Two important things that game. Firstly, Na'Vi didn't defend any of their T2s. I think that was really important. They chose the absolute best time to fight right when Spectre got his Radiance and when C9 were in a very vulnerable position.